Hello everyone, very good morning. Myself Navneet Kumar Singh and I am teaching you heat and mass transfer for your GATE examination. So my dear students, we have seen in the previous video what is your conduction and what are the mechanism of heat transfer in the conduction in solids and in fluids. That was your stationary medium. So in this class we will study thoroughly from basic to the advanced level your convection. Okay. So what is convection? You may have felt that but not observed sometime, because when you are just drinking a coffee, that is hot coffee, then after you when you put that mug on the table, after some time it is cooling itself. Okay, then something is going inside the air. Okay, when you are driving on the bike, you are feeling the incoming air and you are feeling what, little bit comfortable in summer. Okay, so how we can define convection? What is convection? What are the applications? Let us see carefully. Okay. So come to board, my dear students. So convection. This is a very most important topic for your GATE exam. So kindly focus on the board. So my dear students, convection, it is a macroscopic phenomena. Macroscopic phenomena. Macroscopic means the average number of molecules are taken into consideration. That is not microscopic. In that we were only considering single particle or single molecule. Okay. So in this macroscopic approach, we generally use what? Average number of molecules in the consideration. We are taking average number of molecules. So it is a macroscopic phenomena of heat transfer in fluids. Okay. So in convection, the fluid particles in convection, the fluid particles, or we can say fluid molecules, or we can say only fluid, the fluid moves, or we can say themselves moves, the fluid themselves moves and carry heat from higher temperature to lower temperature. So what is happening inside the convection? The heat, the fluid is moving. I will just show you in an example. So don't worry, just focus here. So from higher temperature to lower temperature, there is a fluid flow, and it is itself carrying what? Some kind of heat. So convection can only occur. Convection can only occur in the flowing fluids. Okay, my dear students, in the flowing fluids. Now, what are the types of convection? So types of convection are types of convection are your number one is your free convection, and number second is your forced convection. Okay, we will be later on discussing that in your convection chapter once again. So I'm just giving a little bit of introduction for that. So free convection and forced convection. So let us say how fluid is moving and carrying heat. So now let us understand what is your convection. Okay guys, so if we will talk about natural convection, so let us say first of all discuss natural convection. So now you know the fluid is flowing and carrying heat. So let us take an example of a hot egg or boiled egg. Let us take an example of a hot egg or boiled egg. So your hot egg or boiled egg is just on table. Let us say this is your egg on the table. I have just this egg is on table and that is your hot egg. Okay, my dear students. Now when I have just observing that egg which is on the table, so what is happening inside this? This is hot egg having some higher temperature T high and surrounding is having some lower temperature TL. So as T higher is greater than T lower, so there will be temperature difference in both the mediums. Okay, and due to this temperature difference there will be some kind of heat transfer in the air. Let us see how. So when the air is coming in contact with that particular egg, let us say if air is coming and contacting it, that is your cold air. So this will take heat from the egg and move up. Why? So let us observe what is density. Let us say what will happen, the density of that air will change. How it will change? Let us see. We can assume air as ideal gas. We can assume air as ideal gas, my dear students. So we know for ideal gas equation, we know PV is equal to mRT, where R is your constant, M is also your constant, and pressure, atmospheric pressure is also constant. So what we can see, we can take V this side, then this will become P by R is equal to M by V into T. So this will become equal to P by R is equal to M by V, that is rho into T. So my dear students, here rho into T is equal to P by R. P is your atmospheric pressure, okay, and R is your constant, so this will be some constant. So when I am increasing temperature of air, then what is happening? Then density is decreasing. When I am increasing temperature of air, then density is decreasing. So as this air comes in contact with that boiled egg, its density decreases, and due to density decrease, the velocity, or it will become lighter, so it will move up. So cold air will come in contact with this and it will go up. So that air will be your hot air, and like this there will be heat transfer. So heat will come, take heat and will go, heat will come, take heat and will go up. Similarly the whole egg will feel this phenomena, and due to which there will be heat transfer and hot air will go up. That is hot air. So this type of convection is called your natural convection. Okay, so how we can define it? We can define it like this: the heat transfer due to density difference. The heat transfer automatically it is happening. The heat transfer due to density difference, and this occurs in only what? Naturally this occurs. Okay, density difference, and it occurs naturally. So temperature difference is already there, but density difference is also there. So this kind of convection is called your free convection or natural convection, my dear students. So let us see. So free convection mode of heat transfer is little bit less, but instead of having free convection, if I will use a fan or blower or some machinery or device, then the air velocity will increase, air will come, take it, air will come, take it, air will come, take it. So if I will use a blower here or fan here, what will be there? So density, the speed of, that is your, we can say speed of that air will increase, and as speed of air will increase, what will happen? It will come fast and take heat, come fast and take heat. So this kind of convection is called your forced convection. Forced convection when you are using your fan, blower, etc. Okay, and this is the fast mode of, this is your fast mode of heat transfer. Heat transfer. So, my dear students, we have seen the mechanism of convection. So, let us understand it carefully how we can calculate the heat transfer due to convection. So, come to the board. I think you are enjoying. You have understood the concept right now. So, my dear students, let us understand how we can calculate heat transfer in convection. This is defined by Newton's law of cooling. Newton's law of cooling. What he have defined is that heat transfer is directly proportional to your area, that is your surface area in which there is contact, surface area, and heat transfer is directly proportional to temperature difference delta T, that is temperature difference of the mediums, temperature difference of the mediums. So we can write it like Q is equal to HA delta T, which is nothing but, we can say, if there is some surface and there is some another Ts minus Tc, cold fluid. Okay, where H is equal to, where H is heat transfer coefficient. Okay, my dear students. So can we have the unit of this? Yes, surely we can have. Heat we generally take in watt, and we have to calculate the unit of H, meter square into degree Celsius or Kelvin, So H unit will become watt per meter square degree Celsius or watt per meter square Kelvin. Okay, my dear students. So this will be the unit of this. So what is H? H is generally your what? H is not a property. So that H is depending on our function of your velocity, diameter, or characteristic dimensions of the particular material or something, and it is depending on various factors, density, etc. Okay, so H will change if velocity will change, your density of the surrounding fluid will change, and dimension d will change, etc. That is characteristic dimension. So H, we can conclude that H forced is greater than H free, that is your natural. So you have to remember this. Okay, and how we can define this? What is Ts minus Tc? Let us see this. If there is if some students have not gone through this, I have seen the example of that natural convection. Ts is the temperature of egg, or you can also take a plate. If there is a plate and there is heat transfer in this plate, and like some air is coming from this side, which is at Tc, and that is the surface. So air will come and will take heat and go up. Air will come and take heat and go up. So the cold air will come and hot air will go up. And as we are using some blower or something, then it will become HF or H forced convection. Or if we are naturally it is occurring, then it will be H free convection. And generally H forced is greater than H free convection. So my dear students, I think you have understood that what is the convection mechanism and all. So for conduction and convection, a material medium is required. Okay, now note it. For conduction and convection, a material medium is required. Okay, in this chapter we have up to it. So thank you so much.